This is CPM Calculus Chapter 1, number 39. Graph the following functions on your graphing calculator and zoom out until you can clearly see its end behavior. Then, find the end behavior function. So to begin, I have a TI 84 Plus Silver Edition as my calculator, and I'm going to show you how you can graph the following functions. So for A, the function is y equals 1 minus 1 over x. So first off, you start by going to y. Press Y button. We'll turn on your calculator first and press Y button. And you plug in the function as how you see it. So 1 minus, and this part you want to put into parentheses, 1 divided by x, and then close parentheses. The parentheses are here. This is open, this is closed parentheses. So once you plug in the equation into y equals, you press the graph button, and your function will be graphed. So in order to zoom out, as instructions said, you press zoom button, it's in the middle, and you scroll down to zoom 3 and it says zoom out. You press it, so as you can see, you can't really see anything at this point. So if this does happen to you and you're not able to witness or notice any of the end behavior of the function, then you press zoom once again, and then you can zoom in to see where it goes. So as you can see, the function looks like this. This is y equals 1 minus 1 over x. Okay, so now to determine the end behavior. So for A, it's very simple. The end behavior is only a polynomial. So since 1 over x is a fraction, it's not a polynomial. So it's simple to see that y end behavior equals 1, because 1 is the only portion of the function that is not part of a polynomial, or excuse me, 1 is the only part of the function that is a polynomial, whereas minus 1 over x is not a polynomial. So then if you cross this out, then you'll determine that the y end behavior equals 1, which you can see here. It's hard to see in my calculator, but hopefully on yours you'll be able to see that the right extends and stays constant on 1 in terms of y equals 1, and it just stretches out to infinity. So that's B. That's A. So for B, the function is y equals 3x squared divided by 6x plus 1. So to begin, we'll be putting this into your calculator once again. So you press the Y button, clear this out, so you'll just be able to focus on the one function. Put parentheses, open parentheses 3, and then x squared right here, close parentheses, divided by, open parentheses, 6x plus 1, and then close parentheses. So there you can see our function 3x squared divided by 6x plus 1. So now you can graph this. So now you can see it's a line that crosses over the axis, and so we'll want to zoom out to see if there's any shift in or change in the end behavior. So press zoom out. still looks the same, but we can keep zooming out just to see if there's any random change at all. We'll zoom out again. Okay, as you can see, we can keep zooming out and zooming out, but it's the same line. So in order to determine the end behavior, we can go back to the paper, and since this entire thing is a polynomial, we'll have to do polynomial division in order to get the answer. So how that works is you have to put this in long division form. So 6x plus 1 divided by 3x squared. And then you want to add some placeholders for x to the first power. Okay. And also 0 to hold the place of whatever constant we determine. So to begin polynomial division, you have to determine what times 6x will equal 3x squared. So 6x times 1/2 x equals 3x squared. You can see that because 1/2 times 6 is 3, and x times x is x squared. So 3x squared is what you come up with. And then you also have to do 1/2 x times 1, and that's just 1/2 x. So you put parentheses and put minus sign, and 3x squared minus 3x squared is 0, and 0x minus 1/2 x is just negative 1/2 x. You can bring down the 0 just to have some consistency, and then you have to determine what times 6x equals negative 1/2 x. So the answer is 1/12, and that is, or negative 1/12, excuse me, and that equals negative 1/2 x, because you do negative 1/12 times 6x, and then negative 1/12 plus 1 is negative 1/12, and then you put minus. So negative 1/2 x minus negative 1/2 x is negative 1/2 x plus 1/2 x, and that is 0. And 0 minus negative 1/2, or negative 1/12 is simply 1/12. So the answer itself looks like 1/2 x minus 1/12 plus 1/12 over 6x plus 1. But since we're just looking for end behavior, you disregard this portion, the fraction, because that's not a polynomial, and the answer itself equals y end behavior for y equals 3x squared over 3x plus 1 is 1/2 x minus 1/12. This concludes CPM Calculus Chapter 1, number 39.